All right, I would like to welcome Folsom High School with their CREATE project.
Hello judges, my name is Zach Love and we are Folsom High School's CREATE team, and we're going to talk to you about our design and possible building plans for our tiny house.
Generally speaking, we all take the same classes, get the same grades, but what really matters is the professional skills we bring to our workplace. And through CREATE Club, we learn so many professional skills that will further make us stronger candidates in our workplace.
My name is Sana, and I'm going to explain the concept behind our project. So our project consists of a 272 square foot tiny house that we plan to build for our client who lives in historic Folsom. This project is unique to the CREATE program because we are actively working to get it approved by the historic committee so that we can actually build it and sell it to our client. However, this has proven to be one of the most challenging aspects of our project because the historic committee has been very picky with every single aspect, and there's been a lot of back and forth between both of us. It almost seems as if the historic committee does not want to approve our project, and because of that, it's been very difficult. So the skills that we learn in this project expand on the architectural and engineering skills that we learn in this class and through this club, but we also learn a very important communication aspect because we do plan to, if approved, we do plan to build this tiny house and sell it to our client. So we cannot have the safety of our client compromised, so it's very important that every aspect is communicated very precisely and nothing goes wrong with our project, which is a very important skill that we will be able to carry on with us into the professional work field. Once completed, our tiny house will have a kitchen, a bathroom, a living space, and a loft, and it will be situated in the backyard of our client's home, so the exterior architecture has to match the exterior architecture of his current home.
My name is Zachary Estelita.
My name is Ezekiel Wild. Not only do we lead the Inventor team, we're now going to be sharing a microphone.
Like you said, we led the modeling and design of the Autodesk Inventor model you can see here. We use skills that we've learned through the CREATE Club, as well as engineering and design skills that we learned from classes such as Intro to Engineering Design and Principles of Engineering that we both took at school. There was also challenges that we had to learn through research, personal research done at home, and we were able to successfully model it with the constraints.
One of the most critical aspects about research and framing is that everything has to be up to code, because it's much easier to change an outlet that's not up to code than it is to change the internal structure. So we did a lot of research into it, figured out how exactly everything should go. We made sure everything is up to code with the California earthquake regulations, specifically things like the California corner, which are unique to the state because of our high risk of earthquakes, the specific spacing of the studs to increase structural integrity, and the way the windows have to be framed to make sure that they do not compromise the structural integrity of the walls in any way.
One of the many constraints and questions we had with modeling this was how we're going to do the loft. The loft was originally designed, and we believed we were going to do it with splitting the studs in half, where the stud on the bottom would hold up the loft, and a stud on top would be just the rest of the wall. We then, later on, through research and, well, just modeling it, we found out that this would be not only inefficient to construct, but also it wouldn't be structurally sound. So we came up with a new design through research of watching professional people build a tiny house, as well as people building their own tiny house at their own home. We came up with a suspended loft design, where the loft would be held up with a horizontal beam, which would be surrounded by studs to give a lot more strength, as well as a stud through the bottom to give even more strength. The rest of the loft will be held up through bolts put in through the studs already there to give even more strength throughout the rest of the loft.
My name's Andrew. I created the spreadsheet for the cost estimation, and I previously learned this skill from a previous project that I did in my engineering class, and many students helped us research the different prices of the materials that would be used, and we found out that the total cost would be around $15,000, which would exclude the trailer, and would be with student labor. and this is a lot less than the total of 50,000.
Hi, my name's Owen, and I was responsible for doing the weight calculations for our tiny house. Using a new skill that I learned through tutorial videos, I was able to take the density of each material to find the approximate weight for our tiny house, which is a little over 4,500 pounds, which is far under the 10,000 pound max.
Hi, my name is Spencer, and as Sana said before, a big part of our project was trying to get it approved through the city of Folsom. So our first initial steps we had to get it approved through the building department. And at first they were very enthusiastic about building a tiny house. But as we got into the details of it, they began to be hesitant. And because tiny houses were new, we didn't have a lot of rules and regulations to follow. So our tiny house was classified as a recreational vehicle. Now, we can't have anyone living in a recreational vehicle under Folsom codes. So what we did after some research was that if we remove the trailer hitch and the wheels, it would become considered a accessory dwelling unit, and that would allow us to have someone live in it. So after that, we had to go through the Historic Folsom, and so this was an even bigger challenge because they really wanted us to match the design of the rest of Old Folsom while also matching the design of the house. And the problem with that is that Historic Folsom was built around the Gold Rush era, and it maintained that style, while the house was designed around 1930. And so we had to match both of the designs of two different time periods, and that's obviously a big challenge. So we came back to the committee with some research showing that there were a lot of tall and skinny buildings in Old Folsom that matched our design, and they still haven't responded. Now, a big part of what we learned through the research and everything that we had to do with talking to the committees of Folsom was that we gained a lot of skills through actually talking to real people and actually trying to build through Folsom, actually trying to get things approved that we can later use on in the future. And these are skills that are actually applicable to real life and that real architects have to deal with. And so it's an interesting experience learning about all that.
Hello, my name is Colin Casey.
And I'm Naomi.
And our job was to do the 3D renderings. And as you can see here, our client got a better idea of what they were getting into and what they were buying. Because up there is the loft with the bed, and that's the kitchen and the stairs that go up there, and a 3D rendered floor plan, so it's like easier to understand. And then that bottom picture, I tried modeling the backyard as closely as the real backyard, so the client would get a better picture in their mind of what the project would look like. And any communication or presentation skills is important to get your project like sold to a client, which we are doing. And
so you might notice that the windows on the renderings on the left side are different than the windows on the right side. And that is because the renderings on the left are from before consulting with the Historic Committee, and they decided that those windows were not congruent with the architectural style of Old Folsom. So we switched them to the square-shaped windows you see on the bottom right corner. Additionally, they denied our original design of a flat roof, which the client wanted, so we switched that to a pitched roof.
Hello, my name is Elba Joy. There were many architectural aspects which went into the creation of our tiny house. We made the walls white to make the tiny house look more spacious, and also by making it white, the tiny house looks larger as well. And this quality is really essential because the tiny house square footage is so limited, so we wanted to make it look as big as possible. And as Spencer was saying earlier, as per Folsom building codes, the style of the tiny house had to match the style of the actual house. And so we made sure we fulfilled this requirement through matching the different aspects of the house, like the roofing, the walls, and the interior as well, to the actual house. And another building code said that we needed a secondary exit, and we were able to fulfill this requirement through the casement window, which lines the side of the house. There's also track lights, which line the ceiling, and this gives the tiny house like a sleek addition, as well as it meets the height requirement for the client.
Hi, my name is Kevin.
And my name is Brandon.
And we worked on this truss over here. So initially, our client wanted a flat roof tiny house, but the historic committee was a problem in this case. So pretty much,
the committee wouldn't want us to have a flat roof because the rest of the historical structures in Folsom have a truss design because that is the more traditional way that they had it. So what we had to do was create this truss, and we spent class time working on this. And what happened was that we decided that this truss would be fine for the design, but we had to make 14 of them, and that wouldn't be accurate enough if we had to mass produce them ourselves. So we decided to use the Sacramento Trust Company as our way of mass producing them, so it's more accurate and also cost efficient.
And we used an important skill that we learned from a previous class called Principles of Engineering. And this helpful skill was truss analysis. And we used truss analysis to make sure that we had a durable design for our client's tiny house. And so our design will be a 3:12 slope ratio. And we've already found a quote from our vendor.
My name is Sanjana Bise.
My name is Megan Baker.
My name is Nico Perrick.
And my name is Sutter Holden. And we were in charge of finding a way to connect the truss to the actual tiny house. So we used the skills we learned to build life-size models of the walls that would be in the tiny house. And then we found the best brackets that we could use to connect it to allow strength to make it not.
So that video was a little overview of our class, and Create Club is all about skills, but skills aren't just things that you do on the computer. A professional shouldn't be cooped up in a cubicle every day. They should have to go out and interact with people. So that's what we did. At the beginning of the presentation, or at the beginning of this video, you can see that we went to TradeState to experience what actual tradespeople do with their building skills, and we also, for preparation for our tiny house project, we went to Intel and we visited an actual tiny house to gather some intel for our tiny house. And we also dedicated an entire class day sending people out to actual workplaces to job shadow to see if they would appreciate the careers that they were shadowing. And not only did we learn career skills, which were less physical and more soft skills, but we also worked on our physical skills. So we had everyone in our class build a foam model of a specific architectural style to sort of acclimatize ourselves, and this aided greatly when we had to follow a specific building style for our tiny house. And we also practiced pouring concrete as another example of a real-life physical skill for construction. And the video ended with a Lumion render of our entire tiny house from the interior as another skill that we learned in our presentation.
All right, that's our presentation, and I'd like to thank you all for listening.